When Victor came out with the Victrola, a machine with the horn inside the cabinet instead of sticking out above the cabinet, it changed everything for most manufacturers because it was such a good idea and it changed the look of the machines. Instead of having this big obtrusive horn, it was hidden in a nice cabinet. The phonograph started looking more like a piece of furniture. Edison decided to do the same sort of thing with his line, so he came out with the Amberola, which was a very expensive machine. And then once that sort of started to catch on a little bit, he decided to make smaller, more inexpensive versions of those machines. And what I have here is the Amberola 50. After a few small tabletop versions of the Amberola, he decided at one point, I'm going to come out with 3 machines, an Amberola 30 for $30, an Amberola 50 for $50, and an Amberola 75 for, you guessed it, $75. So this is the mid-priced one. Now when they came out, originally the Amberola 30, which was a very big hit for Edison, that was the end of 1914. These were supposed to come out at the end of 1914, the beginning of 1915, but they decided to delay it because they had a stock of other cabinets that they wanted to use up before they started selling these out. They had to get rid of their old stock. So these came out. The Amberola 30 was a single spring motor, a really nice, inexpensive machine. This is the 50, it's a 2-spring motor, so it can play more cylinders on one winding. It's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit better. It's actually a really good playing machine. So this came out somewhere in 1915 once the old stock of cabinets was used up. These were like all the Amberola line. They had no belt drive for the mandrel. It was a direct drive, which meant the motor was directly connected by gears to the top works. Before, it was done with a leather belt because you needed that leather belt to separate the noisy motor from the top part where the sound is produced. And by the time they came out with this, they had figured out how to make a silent running motor. So that's what these have. So I'm going to bring you in to take a look at this. We've got a mahogany version, we've got a dark oak version, and we've got the golden oak version. So let's come and look at it and we'll try one of them out. Okay, let's start with the golden oak. You can see the grill cloth. They did that because originally the horns would have had to have been painted inside, and usually they did wood grain on that sort of thing. And that was kind of expensive. So they decided, let's go with a grill cloth and then we just cover up the horn and paint it black or something. There's the mechanism. The governor is under here. It's direct drive, so it's silent gears, and they do work really well. I mean, these are really great machines. There you see, Amberola 50, the Edison decal. These reproducers were diamond, so you really shouldn't play the 4-minute Amberola cylinders. You have to play the celluloid blue Amberola cylinders. Here's the dark oak. Nice looking color. Same machine, same mechanism. And then you have the mahogany version. Now, if you look closely, this one's a little bit different than the other two. It's got a speed control here on the top, which you don't have in the later ones. See, no speed control. So it's a different cover because it's got this small platform sticking out. So this is an early one. Okay, what are we going to hear on this? I've got Down at Finnegan's Jamboree. So why did I pick this? Was it because it's a great cylinder? No, because I wanted to show you this cylinder. See the discoloration? There was a period early on where Edison tried to use a different blue dye for their blue Amberolas. This dye was water soluble and it was easier to use, but unfortunately it just gave them all sorts of problems. And so they had to switch their dye back to the early style dye. So sometimes you see blue Amberola cylinder like this, and that's the reason. But let's hear it. Might be an interesting cylinder. Let's give that a start.
Before we start the dance, I want to call your attention to the sign upon the platform which says, So listen at the musicians as they're doing the best they can. Are you ready? All right, okay, we better go. Salute your partners. All hands down. Hey, Mrs. McCarthy, who's that tall lady in front of your dancing with? Some of the stuff now that he makes me crazy. With your partners.
So that's the Amberola 50, which was supposed to sell for $50, but because of the problems caused by World War I, the price never was really quite $50 and it went up a little bit from there.